Okay, let's step into the code. So the right border would be max column 3. So if inside of this we're going to the right, if the column is more, let's see where we get the column. Column is there, perfect. So let's say if the column is greater than 3, then we have a problem. Or if it equals 3, don't go right. So if column is greater than or equal to max column, do not proceed. Do not go any further to the right. Okay, and we'll say return. If we want, we can put in a console message. We'll say you have reached the border. You have reached the edge of the board. Exit. Okay. All right. Perfect. So now let's test it out. So we're going to double click on, oops, that's our testing, our Chomp attack here. And we're going to press right arrow, right arrow, right arrow one more time. And it still stays on the board. And now we have the console message, you have reached the edge of the board, exit. So everything seems to be going fine. Now what we want to do is we also want to reduce the amount of code we're writing. So we've only done this for the pressing the right key, but now we're going to have to do this 3 more times for down, left, and up. And I think we can simplify. So we can write a function that's going to give us the column. Okay, and I'm going to call this, okay, let's just write underneath it or over top of it. Okay, so we're going to rewrite this. We'll say let column equal get direction, and we'll pass in call, and that will be all that we'll do. Okay, and we'll also do the exact same thing for row, and then we'll define what this is. Okay, and that way we can reduce the amount of code you might be writing. Okay, and I'm going to comment out this and use it in that code. So down at the bottom, outside of this, outside of all this onReady function, we're going to write this get direction. Okay, so let's scroll down to the bottom. Okay, so outside of everything, we'll write our function. Okay, and okay, we'll write this message here saying function get direction. So it's obvious where this is a function and it's not part of the onReady call. Okay, let's not have it hard coded. Let's just say direction. And now to what we want to do is we want to return a number. But what if there's a problem? Then we want to return a number that indicates it's a problem. So I think -1 would be an appropriate number because none of the squares will ever be -1. So let's say let error int equal to -1. Okay, and we're just going to start off and return an error. So for test-driven development, you want to start with a mistake and then work back and work to fix that. So let's go to here where we want to, where the call is, and after each of these, we want to say if column is less than 0, or if it equals -1. How about that? If it which means the same thing. If column is less than 0, there was an error. Okay, with this function call. So we can do a console log or alert. Both are fine. Okay, and then you can just go to the console to find out. Okay, so we could say there was an error with get direction for column. Okay, all right, exit. Okay, and now if we want, I'll write the same thing for the row, and then we're going to test it. Okay, so now for this one, if row is less than 0, there was an error with get direction for row. Okay, all right, so now it should I should get this error message automatically, even if there is no actual problem, because I've programmed in it to be that way. So let's reset it. Let's press the right arrow. And of course, it doesn't move right because we're doing a return. We're exiting the code. If we look at the console, it says there was an error with get direction for column exit. Perfect. So the function is working. The error is being produced. So now we can remove that, and let's do this. Let's add this code there. So we do, okay. Let me copy that, and we'll go down here, and we'll paste that there. Okay. Okay, good. And so we have the bunny coordinates. Okay, great. Now we want to say that we don't know what the direction is, right? Are we going left? Is it for the columns or for the rows? So we need to establish a Boolean. So let is column equal false. All right, and then we can check for that. Say if direction equals col, then in that case it is column. So is column equals true. Okay, and we'll add in else if. Let's copy that. Direction equals row. Then in that case, is col would be false. Okay, so it's a row. And here's where we could add an error. If what we entered was not col or row, then we have a problem. So so in this case, we can console log the error, and we can return the error integer, which is -1. Okay, so and here we could say direction is neither, so it's the direction argument, is neither column nor row. Exit function. Okay, so we'll save that, and we can put the error in here. Actually, and now I'm just going to add another int, another variable. So this will be temporary integer. So, and we'll set it to 0. So, and later on in the code we'll change it. So here, instead of automatically returning an error, we'll say temporary int. Okay, so if there is no problem, then it will return a 0 at the moment. Now, let's go back to where this is being called. So let's search up, okay, and then here I'm going to make an error here. It won't say row, it'll say row 2, and which will be incorrect. So let's refresh and see what happens. Okay, so if I press the right arrow, nothing happens. Let's inspect, and go to the console, it says direction argument is neither column nor row. Exit function. There was an error with get direction for row. So that looks like our console log messages are helpful and working. Okay, so now let's go back and remove that. And now let's see if I refresh and I press the right arrow. I get the column and row or before any change, and there's no error message. Great. So what we're going to do next is we're going to continue developing the get the row function. I mean, we're going to continue to develop get direction. Okay, so at the moment, we need to, so now we can actually put in, let's see, we want it to give us this. So maybe I should copy this and put that below. I'm going to cut that out and we'll paste it below. We'll paste it over here. Okay, so at the moment this is what's happening. Okay, so maybe I should make an if clause and say if it is column equals true, then you're going to get the column, and if is call is false, then we're going to get the row. So let's do that. So if is call is true, then get the column, else get the row. So here we'll write get the row, and up here we'll write get the column. Okay, so so right now we already have the bunny coordinates. Bunny coordinates are here, so perfect. Maybe I should say let column before anything. Let column equals, or maybe temp int. This is temp int. Huh. So let's copy that, cut that, and put it here. And let's just let it be temp int. Okay, and then for this one, we can say that will be for temp int as well, but it's for the row. So let's cut that, put it here. Okay, great. So, and then if everything is well and good, then return the temporary integer. Okay, so I'm going to now just refresh and see what happens. So if I press the right arrow, right arrow, let's see what happens. Let's inspect and see what we've been getting. So it's showing that the column is incrementing by 1. So that looks like everything is happening just fine. Okay, so let's now head back to our function call, or to our keyboard input if statement. So now the right arrow is working. Next, we're going to work on left arrow, down arrow, and up arrow.